Allow me to introduce myself. They call me Carcino. This is One Crack News, and let's talk about it. I'm tired, B. I'm tired. Yesterday, I pushed myself way over the limit, entirely over the limit. I'm exhausted. My body is spent. I literally have nothing else left. And I look up and it says 3 in the afternoon. I'm like, it's already three? Completely drained. I don't know if any of you got this notification. I didn't see any go out, but working when you're tired, this is a very key factor as you get to see it firsthand. You got to see what it's like. This is what it's like when, no, this is when yesterday I pushed myself to the limit, played Chris, and then I ended up playing the Madden game, had me so upset after I lost because I blew the game, went to overtime, had it in regulation, and I had it in overtime and still blew it. That frustrated me more than anything. Completely frustrated me. That was a good game. It's only good if I win. But after that, I played Star Wars. I finally got past all the parts I wanted to get past, and now I'm rolling. I knew it. Once I get past that one log jam, it was gonna be the floodgates. But I pushed my limits, and next thing you know, I'm up to 4 in the morning, 5, 6, and I don't want to go back to that schedule because you end up sleeping the whole day and you can't get anything done. And since I was off that schedule for a little bit and getting back to the morning times, I was getting things done in the daylight. You was able to see a lot of me more in the daytime instead of the night. But even though I got some sleep, my body is not used to this. So my body is like confused and sluggish and dragging. Now I'm like, I got work to do. Somebody, time to make the donuts. Somebody got to make the donuts. So this is a good example, people. If you are making your channel and you're trying to grow your channel and you're trying to develop your channel, you need to have a singular direction when you're doing it. Like if you're trying to build up Facebook or Twitter and this all at the same time, it's like working against yourself. Because what do you use Twitter for? What do you use Facebook for? All of these should be promotional engines for one thing, one entity. Not I'm trying to blow up on each and every last one of them. So now you have another situation developing. What do you do when you're dead tired, you can't get anything done, and Uh, no, I enjoy using Facebook and YouTube. What is your goal? I don't use Twitter. Twitter's useless to me. See, you got a lot to learn. Twitter's not useless, but it's more effective than Facebook. To be honest, Facebook and Twitter. It depends on what is your goal. That's what you got to ask too, because people you don't know. Some goals might just be to talk to people, and if that's your goal, then knock yourself out. But if you want to have a successful YouTube page, having a successful Facebook page means absolutely nothing to YouTube. Because here's the thing: if the point is you're trying to build up Facebook, do Facebook pay you? I don't think they do. You have an opportunity to make money with YouTube. Why are you putting your energy into something that don't pay you? One is supposed to be that doesn't work. If you're using Facebook to promote YouTube, do you make a video on Facebook only that's not on YouTube? Do you post your YouTube video link to Facebook? Or do you just make a video on Facebook? So you want, I'm very confused on what you just said. You're telling me both videos, are you saying that you're sharing the link from the YouTube to the Facebook? Because you told me you're trying to use the Facebook friends to boost up your YouTube. But if you're giving them the same video on Facebook that you got on YouTube, why the hell would they go to YouTube if you're giving them the same video on Facebook? Am I understanding that right? Is that what you're saying? I've never heard of anybody getting paid on Facebook. Facebook paying people for videos? When did this start happening? And I know I ain't trusting Facebook to pay nobody. They're gonna be, here's 37 cents. I'll be like, nah, you keep that, fam. You keep that. Why would I put my content on Facebook? Facebook pay better than YouTube. Prove it. Prove it. Millionaires are on YouTube. Prove it. Can't prove it by me. I have to see it to believe it. You got to get 10,000 followers to be monetized on Facebook. I probably have about 5 or 6,000 already and don't even know where they came from or whatever. I'll look into their numbers and see what they got and what's going on. But other than that, why would I want to go 10,000 followers? when it's easier to get monetized on YouTube quicker than it is on Facebook. So you would put your energy into trying to get 10,000 followers on Facebook than trying to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. This is amazing. This is amazing to me. 10,000, I bet it is. So they got to thin out the herd because they can't, Facebook can't afford to monetize and pay everybody. Thank me later. No, bro. I'm not a big truster of Facebook because it's easier to get spam. The more you buy things off Facebook, you're basically getting your information ripped off, and people could steal your bank account information. Most of those companies are fake. That they put up there those ads, buy stuff, and they get people all the time. So I don't want to trust Facebook with any of my personal information. That's why I don't even click on those ads and those links people send you. They got so many fake accounts of people you know. They make a fake account of them. And people, hey man, that's not me. Don't click the link. I didn't send it to you. Some people trying to take your account. So my thing is they have a lot of spamming issues on Facebook. Their security systems are not locked down. YouTube's is much more secure. They've made more millionaires than anybody ever. So why in the world would I follow that? Or go down that road? I don't even trust them. And I got about 10,000 followers. At least close. I know it's probably was like 4 or 5,000. I don't even count. Yeah, it's hard to get sleep when you're doing graveyard work, but man, the thing is what people need to do is when you're doing a YouTube channel, this is what you need to do. You have to make up your mind what it is that you're doing and what is your goal. I've had this conversation with Jenny, with everybody. You can't treat it like a hobby. If you treat it like a hobby, you will get hobby results. You got to treat it as a business if this is your goal. Now, if your goal is to like, I just want to chat and talk with people from here and there, then maybe occasionally down the road I'll make some money. Then knock yourself out. But if you want to go somewhere, you're gonna have to connect with the people. And I mean connect with them. You got to reach out to them in the right way. You got to put out 2, 3 videos a day. You got to tag the videos. You got to properly share the videos. You have to do all the tedious things behind it. Anybody can make a video look pretty or put bells and whistles on them. It don't take all that. All that stuff you can get down the road when you're established. If your goal is to just talk to people, then okay. But if you want to grow and you want to build your channel, you have to start brick by brick by brick. You have to show them I am consistent. 2 to 3 videos. I always would go live and talk to people and say, hey, here I am. Now, here's the thing. You got more Facebook followers than you got YouTube. How many of your Facebook followers are following your YouTube? Maybe because you're giving them the same video on Facebook Live that you are on YouTube. So why would they go? Tagging is not tedious. All it takes is 3 tags. And then when you go down there, I mean, like hashtags, but then when you do your tags, you got to put it in a category. Leave a description, quick description on what the video is about, and hashtag it. And then you start talking to people. And the more you start talking and people see you live, you're connecting you to them. You're talking about a topic that means something to you that you know about directly to the person that the group that you're talking about. You're talking about relationships. You have hashtag relationships, dating, parenting, or anything else. These things should be in the category. You have to treat your page as something that's a business, small business, and say, I'm going to do what I need to do. But if you treat it like a hobby, you're going to get hobby results. Coco, man, I ain't seen you in a minute, dude. There's a lot of people that followed me that did not have YouTube channels that went out and started and created YouTube channels. And they started doing their own thing. And I'm happy and proud for them. You know, they found their lane that they wanted to get into. A lot of them were boxing because remember, I started off doing boxing. People know me from boxing. And they was like, dude, you was doing all the boxing videos. That was the only reason I got on YouTube. To inform people because people were being so misinformed. So naturally, when you have people that truly are about real things, all the subs are 100% real. The thing is, the subs are not getting their notifications and they're doing everything to submerge the videos because of who I talk about. And everybody knows that. Well, if you want to get monetized, you have to go look at your monetized goals. Do you go to monetize and look at it to see what the requirements are and how close you are to the requirements? Then you should know how many minutes you are, how many watch time, public watch time hours you need. And then you should know you need 1,000 subscribers. But you have to love what you do. Because if you don't love doing it, then what's the point? If you're doing it just for money, the money it's not gonna come. Because people think once they get monetized, yes, here comes all the money. Let's come. And then nothing's dropping from the sky. Nothing. And you're like getting cents on the dollar because you know why? They don't know you. They don't trust you. You're not going to start off with premium ads. You're going to start off with very low ads. Like I told you, I went to everybody's page, myself personally, every day, 300 pages of people who were in my category of boxing when I started. Talked to them and said, hey, you like boxing? This is what I do. I have a boxing page. Come subscribe or check my videos out. You know, we're telling, I sent personal messages to these people. Every 300 a day. 300 a day. Sat at my computer instead of being on Facebook or MySpace all day or whatever that was at the time, doing all the Facebooking with people and on IG, doing all that. I spent time worrying about a brand, and I didn't even know I was building a brand. Now you can actually tag the person in a comment. I would go see, this is what the problem that YouTubers do when they start out, they don't do. Most YouTubers who are starting out don't YouTube, meaning that they don't watch other YouTube videos for some reason. It's the most bizarrest thing in the world. I'm like, you're on YouTube, but you don't watch YouTube. Now I can understand you're busy through the day, but my thing is when you're watching YouTubers, other people that do what you do, and you're trying to grow your page, what you need to do is right away connect. Boom, 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 boom. Send it out there to people. Try to connect and grow to get subscribers. All them people on Twitter, you're trying to send your video to them and hashtag your Twitter and use your hashtag. Twitter and hashtags, that's what basically it came from. YouTube didn't hashtag at all to Twitter because Twitter is everything. If a big fight coming up and I'm talking about a big fight, I'm gonna hashtag the big fight and put it on Twitter. I'm gonna put it on Facebook because if they don't send my notifications out, I gotta send my own notifications out to my people. I gotta go out and do what I can to try to push the videos. Like right now, I'm tired, but I'm gonna work. And this is probably a day I'm gonna do my best work or some of my most work because I push myself. When I'm sick, I do my most work. I don't like to lay around. But sometimes the body needs rest. I've made some of my best videos while I was down and out sick. I remember one day I couldn't even get out of the bed. I just rolled over at the PC, basically using one finger to start recording. And it was so bad. I was so drained. I slept pretty much the entire day. I made the video, recorded it. I didn't even go live, I don't think, that day. I recorded the video. I just did the audio, rolled over, went to sleep for about 3, 4, 5 hours, came back, finished editing it, let it upload, roll back, went to sleep, put the video out. I don't know how I got 2 videos out. I'm telling you, that day I was so sick, I couldn't tell you how I did it. All right, you got to keep moving. Got to keep moving. But you're working against yourself. I never share my videos. Oh yeah. See, you got to try to maximize your 8 hours. It's 3/8 in a day. So it's 8 hours supposed to be for sleep, 8 hours supposed to be for work, 8 hours supposed to be the rest of the day is you. Now, what are you going to do in your eight? That's what you want to do. Maximize your eights, but 8 hours of sleep should be a requirement because yeah, you might get a lot done, but you could probably get it done more efficient if you have rest. I never share my videos on Facebook. I never do. My Facebook page, you probably will never see a video of mine unless somebody else then shared it and put it on my page. I don't put my videos on my Facebook page. And people go, "Why not?" I'm like, "That's my family." And most I use my Facebook for families and cousins I don't see and can't make. I keep up with all of them there. Y'all just some people just decided to follow it. I'm in Facebook groups. That's where you need to be. If you're going to go on Facebook and use it to promote your videos, my videos are promoted in Facebook groups where there's a group of people who all have a common interest in the subject matter that you're putting out. So I said, well, hey, if you want to see my work, and this seemed to be the group to put it, here's a link to my YouTube video. Boom. And if any of you are in those groups, you already know I'm there. It depends on what group you're in. Some groups allow you to post your links. They can care less. Some might be like, no, it's only discussion on. Then leave it. Well, nope, Judah. I skipped the PS3 and I was a smart man. Can I get those groups? Look them up. I mean, I don't have access to those. You got to find out what your subject matter is and get yourself in those groups. There's like a thousands and thousands of groups on Facebook, but I don't use those groups to like the most you might get is probably 60, 70 views sometimes off of them, or sometimes they just read the topic and just start posting in the comments section. But hey, if it gets one person, that's my attitude. If it gets, hey, one person here, great. That second person here, great. This is marketing yourself. And you can always pay and outsource someone to market your page or promote your page. But you could basically move yourself up. And Judah, son, you could also count PS5 to that. I went from a 4 to a 5. So I appreciated spending this time with you guys, but I got to get some work done. Sino is out.